they are, but... Hello, welcome to the Daily Live. Wednesday, 21st of June, longest day of the year.
Summer solstice.
Summer solstice, and it is gorgeous outside.
Yeah,
so
it's all right. Bit cloudy. It's good for the run now.
Look,
good for the
clear
run.
blue sky, son.
Yeah, you say that.
I mean, I'm just pointing out what's there.
I mean, your truth, my truth, different.
Well, they very much are different things. They very much are.
Much the Matt Letizia of weather.
He's loved it, hasn't he? Letitia coming back out, dropping more truth bombs last night. Or
submarines.
Well, wasn't it about
the COVID cause?
Shane Warne, wasn't he?
Oh, yeah, it was Shane Warne, but I think he was also like, did submarine things happen before COVID? I don't think so.
Is that what he said? I seen Ned's comment to him. It was something about, and then Ned thought he was being funny with a one-liner until Letitia literally flicked it up and juggled it and volleyed it over the goalie's head like Blackburn. No, he didn't. He just ignored it.
What was your one-liner, Ned? Go on, I just need
something like, submarines hasn't got COVID either.
I love the way the microphone isn't even connected.
This is
sound.
Ned is the producer.
Sound engineer. And the mic isn't even connected.
Cam is in the house. He's to the left. He's there.
Left,
you won't see him because he won't show him, but he's there. He's there. Most definitely there. He's chilling.
Yeah.
He's chilling. He's there.
It's been a long night. Feeding.
Yes. I don't know whether he has.
How are your nipples?
What are the sleeping patterns like?
Night before last, it was 4 in the morning.
What are you doing?
Last night's a good night. He's had a good night. He looks fresh. He's ready.
Nipples are
I mean, Stu Rogers basically asked the most important question of the day so far, and that is, have we signed Lee Chapman yet?
Lee Chapman.
Coming
on a free, isn't he?
Didn't he play for Leeds? He did play for Leeds, very much so. Very much so, Stu. Lee Chapman. Yeah, we are. I mean, we've obviously got Crescencio Somerville on the thumbnail today because that is a story that the Telegraph ran quite strongly last night. That Everton are looking at him as well.
Yeah. Jimmy's lad.
Yeah. Yes, very much Jimmy's lad. Feyenoord looking at him as well, apparently. But are they just looking at Leeds players and going, right, we'll link them at Everton today? Because it feels very much like that, doesn't it? Got three of their front players have already been linked. I'm waiting for Patrick Bamford. I'm sure that one will happen in the next 48 hours, that link.
I think we've already got one injury prone.
No, but that won't stop the link, will it?
Maybe Kevin Fowler was doing like a big shop in Leeds or something.
Maybe.
And they put two and two together.
Just went.
Spotted them at the food warehouse.
There he is.
Thought, Kevin Fowler. Man who never speaks.
How would they have known who he is?
Well, yeah. Probably looked at his Instagram when he went to the Champions League final to West Liverpool.
Possibly. True story. But
I do not hold that against him.
No, me neither.
I hold all the other stuff.
I hold the stuff that he doesn't get us any plays against them. I don't. I don't hold the fact he's a red.
No, of course not.
That's up to him.
Blue.
Exactly. So that shows you his allegiance, doesn't it?
Clearly drove him to be a red.
Shows you how loyal he is, doesn't it? Your dad's a blue, I'm being a red then. They're crap. Fair play. There's obviously a lot of links today, aren't there? There's Onana wants out. Onana's desperate to get out, apparently.
Yeah, but this is his. I heard this yesterday.
I just said desperate.
Before
apparently.
this even happened, that his agent was bouncing around trying to get a move on going, and then lo and behold, tea time, he's desperately unhappy at Everton.
Yeah.
So it's his agent trying to get him a move.
Yeah, it's he wants Chelsea and Arsenal. Wants today West Ham.
Stop going then.
No, it's as if he's going to go to West Ham United.
Replace Declan Rice. Go on.
But yeah. But Arsenal and Chelsea, are they really going to come in with him?
No.
For the bid for him. They wanted him in January, but time moves on, doesn't it? So we'll see. It waits
for no man.
It doesn't. James W. just said, "Are we the Saudis to Leeds?" I don't know. I don't know.
Over there?
I don't know.
Oh my God. What's going on over there? He's turned into Muttley.
Has he never heard time waits for no man?
That's like a really common phrase.
A phrase that's been used since time began. Why did...
Funniest thing you've ever said.
It's just a normal phrase that people say.
Sounded like the Undertaker.
What have I missed there? I just heard you saying time waits for no man, which is a normal phrase. And then over there, about 7 minutes later, when the signal got there, there was crying.
Hang on, I mentioned links, and then about 10 minutes later, he went, are you saying I stink?
Yeah.
Time waits.
There's a time.
See, there's definitely something, vortex or something. There's something going on over here. Kevin Murphy's waiting for Viduka and Kuhl.
Seth Johnson. That's the one I want.
Seth Johnson. 13 grand a week. I'll give you 32, lad, and you'll be happy with it. Good old Seth. What a man. What a guy. What a guy. Let's have a little bit. Ned's dad's. He's gone for you here. He's gone for you. Yeah. Has Cam been given time off the nest for good behaviour? But do you want to come back with anything there for Big Steve? He's choosing his response carefully, aren't you? It's with his lawyers, Steve.
Is he coming over?
He's ready.
My dad got really bad sciatica, and he was like
Sciatica.
bedbound, and I looked at him and I went, "Can you walk?" And he went, "No," and I went, "I could probably smash your head if I wanted to, couldn't I?" And he just...
What a lovely thing to say to your dad when he's hurt.
He just laughed and he just
Dad's in bed
he
there,
just went-
and you're threatening him.
He went, "One punch, son."
He probably would still knock you out from his incapacitated
I'm
state.
mobile.
Is this like the film Hot Rod? With the dad and the lad just have a Barney, and he tries to...
Yeah. That was a different film. Liam says, hey lads, any thoughts on the rumours of him for Eric Bacher and Ian Hart? Eric Bacher, the Evertonian.
Maybe if we go for Haaland, we'll get his lad. Put a like bid in.
What, Erland?
Yeah.
Does he just had a kid?
Put a
Put
a bid in for his Al fella.
For Alfinger?
Yeah.
Why
Big
not?
Alfie there.
Why not? Harry James Tattoo says, afternoon lads, I've just seen Newcastle are trying to take Ruben Neves on loan from Saudi.
That would not surprise me.
How is any of this legal?
No, it's not.
Because it's the Premier League, mate.
None of
With
it's legal.
them,
None of it's
the minute
legal.
they let Piff into the door, it was game over. And this will just be other ways of doing it now. It's the way it is, mate. It's all murky. It's not just them, to be honest. It's all murkiness. And that is what the Premier League stands for, let's be honest. Benjamin James says, hi lads, what are your thoughts on Kovacic going to City? Chelsea have had some luck this summer in getting rid of players. Maybe Everton should send an email to all Saudi teams with our great players on the floor. Is it luck, or is it the fact that they own Chelsea? Or 60% of Chelsea?
It's very. It's all.
It's not good, is it?
It's not good.
It is not good. But just on Kovacic to City, what are you?
I don't quite understand where he'd play, because really it's like Rodri's position, really, isn't he? And then you've got
For Real, though, he did carry the
and then
ball.
you've got Phillips.
Who said
And I know Gundogan looks like he's going to Barcelona, but that's a completely different player.
But they'll
But
play
don't get me wrong.
Pep will know what he's
Who
doing.
cares? I mean,
He's another
you know
good
what I mean?
player, isn't he?
He's another good player.
Going into that squad.
Chelsea are happy because they're going to refresh another one. They're looking to get rid of half of their players. Dingo's going to Arsenal, isn't he?
Havertz, yeah.
Havertz.
Mad one.
So,
Mad one.
no, what it is nice though. It's nice to see like that.
Did you have him?
Have it for 100 million.
Yeah.
No.
As if we've got 100 million out of asking you. 70 in it.
It's nice to see.
Oh, with this contract.
Nice to see like the club starting to sell and buy to each other as well, like they do in
It
Italy.
is mad, isn't it? Yeah, I'm
So
thinking that, because there seems to be no rivalry there, does there? It's just like, you've got money and we've got to play. We don't want you having it.
Well, that's what they're going to have to do. A lot of clubs are going to have to do. I read that. I think we spoke about this before, saying that was one of the things that people in the Premier League are going to have to start doing, is selling and buying to themselves, because no one else can afford the
them, can
players
they?
and the wages. So they're going to have to do that. And obviously Pep, I think, started that ball rolling last summer by selling to Chelsea and selling to Arsenal. And Chelsea, I know Arsenal and Chelsea have sold between themselves in the past, and Arsenal have had to sell to City in the past. But it's actually a good thing at these if you get movements, because you want to keep the good players in the Premier League. But that's maybe that's where Everton can look at it and say, well, other clubs might come in for some of our crap rather than them going for free.
We'll see. Jack A says, afternoon, lads. Hope you're both well. I'm currently about to board the plane to Orlando.
Oh, shut up.
Is right,
Oh,
Jack.
shut up.
Do you have any recommendations for when I'm over there? Everywhere. Literally everywhere.
Guantanamo Bay.
That's good.
Boss Water
Good
Park.
water park.
Ned gutted he couldn't go there.
Well, surely you're going to all the parks, aren't you, Jack?
I don't know, they're that expensive now.
Oh, what have you got? What else?
No, I know, but they are ridiculous.
Go to.
They are, no, but some people don't, though, do you? Some people just go to Disney, or some people just go to Universal.
Oh, yeah, to go to
it's
all
that
of them.
expensive
No, I've
now.
already, mate. I'm literally digging right now, and it is. Yeah.
What are you,
I haven't been
I'm
for
gonna say,
5 years.
What are you digging?
Digging down in the Shawshank Redemption. Nothing for
I was
gold.
going to say, what are you...
Digging into how much they cost. I'll be back just in time for the Premier Night. Is right, Jack. Have you got your ticket? Good lad. Have a fantastic time, mate. Everywhere's brilliant, mate. It's the reality.
No, it is, yeah.
So you won't go far wrong, mate. Steve P says I can't get my head around why we'd be interested in multiple players from a team who literally worse than us last season. Just think about it for a second and think about how bad we actually were. Is this guy an upgrade on Gray? Clearly not. Is Harrison an upgrade on McNeil? Clearly not. How are we going to improve if we keep doing this? Now, I think the other thing to think, Steve, as well, is that they're literally just links, aren't they? Literally someone there just going, Leeds have gone down, they've got some players, and Everton need forward players, so Everton are interested in this. Until there's an actual
Agents
bid.
as well, innit?
Agents, and Everton will be talking to them, so will everyone else, because the agents will literally be speaking to everybody. So we're going to get this until we've actually bid and they're in the building, then you can go, well, why are we doing that then? But at the moment, they're just transfer links, aren't they? That's all they are. Carl says, no, it's been a few years now, but I still don't know how Aldridge and Rush found so much space between Watson and Ratcliffe in the 89 Cup final. Do you think we'd have won if we played 3 at the back? I still need closure after all these years. Might have done. Possibly if we'd have gone 3 at the back, we may well have kept that on.
Anyone played 3 at the back, did they?
No. 4 goals then. When you look back to them goals, it was a final we could never win, to be fair, but it was, when you look at the goals, they were terrible. Everton Viking says, I actually think Somerville is decent. Pacey, good technical ability, plays on the right and can score goals. I think he'll score more and improve going forward. For 12 million, that's a good fee for me. We desperately need Pacey. I actually think he's all right. I've seen him in the Leeds documentary, the academy one that they had when he was breaking through, and he was good. He seems like a good lad. He scored a winning injury time against Liverpool at Anfield last season. I'm here for that all day. Get him in. And the fee, 12 million's not too bad. I get what Steve's saying, Steve P. We can say it till we're blue in the face, mate, can't we? There's lots of players around Europe who Everton could get who'd improve them for less money. Are we going to do it? I don't know. But Somerville isn't actually a bad shout, I don't think, personally. I'd rather have him than Nonso, because I think Nonso would be too expensive anyway. I know he's got loads of room to improve. I was going to say loads of room to grow. And he could do with that as well, because he's only little, isn't he? But loads of room to improve. But we'll see. Mike Barrett says, I hope this is all lazy journalism and not lazy recruiting. Anyway, what's the difference between an air fryer and a slow cooker? Asking for a friend. I hope he's in tomorrow. I need clarification on what happened here. Left back option, Ryan Manning, free end of the month, 5 goals, 10 assists last season. But this is it, isn't it? This is it. Well, this is interesting. Not just John walking in the door. This is very interesting. Mills says, you mentioned yesterday about the lack of Tuesday topic video suggestions, but I've seen quite a few on the WhatsApp group this week.
They're not suggestions, they're not videos, they're suggestions.
Do these get missed? Yeah, we don't do suggestions, Millsy. The video's got to come in. Get it done.
The video doesn't come in.
Don't be scared of the camera. Don't shy away. Don't do it. Don't do it. There we. Jakey boy says Tom Davies is going to John Joe Kennius, isn't he?
I mean, if he is. That's up to him, isn't it? Good luck to him, I say.
Where do you think he'll go?
Don't know. Mightn't go anywhere. Might just try and save the chopsticks.
Sheffield United.
That's what he's doing now, isn't he? Just trying to save chopsticks. Fair play to him.
Someone who linked him with Napoli. He was definitely
He's
linked
in a
with
wedding, isn't he, in southern Italy? So.
Oh, flipping. He looked cool in the pictures, like.
Oh, his girlfriend's daughter of a Russian ice hockey player. Because why wouldn't he be?
Well,
why wouldn't he be?
Fair play.
I know.
Fair play. It's what you want. You want some madness in your life, don't you?
Yeah,
and he's got it.
Provides.
He's got it. Jakey boy, you know what? This ain't a bad show, by the way. Ped is the ringer for Stuart Armstrong from Southampton. You have got a Stuart Armstrong look about you. Energetic up and down. Scores against Everton. I think, that's not a bad one, nah. Not a bad one. J Dobb says, who's your number one out of those Leeds links then? If you had to take one out of the three who've been linked, which one would you settle on?
Somerville, maybe. Don't know. Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe.
Philip Atkins says, who's working with Mashiri over transfers coming in? Thelwell and Sean, I guess. Ken Knight, where the Arteta money go.
Kia, probably. Big Jordan, man. Trying to destroy another football club. Allegedly. But he done wonders at Reading, didn't he? Really did do wonders at Reading.
Nomad Scouser says Gyökeres going to West Ham. Is he?
Is he? Not heard that link.
No, not seeing anything there.
Apparently United are in for Declan Rice still, aren't they?
United are they, yeah? Interesting. Matt Summer says, if we're dependent on the Onana sale or the takeover being announced, what are the chances of nothing being done this summer and then the club making more excuses? Who knows? The club will bring players in. Brings players in every year. But at the moment it is frustrating because obviously nothing's happening. The Blue says Summerville's got the tenacity as well. He'd be my pick of the three. Eugene says Everton January target now available for 10 million, but doesn't tell me who it was. So that's it.
We did everybody in January.
We did anyone, everyone and anyone. Joe says, what time and days do you do your phone-ins? Do I need to be a Premier? Yes, you need to be a Premier member to
tonight,
call,
5 o'clock.
and we do it tonight at 5 o'clock. Abigail says she'd take Somerville. Harrison Moffat says, why would we get Ryan Manning for free when we could buy Firpo for 30 million from Leeds? Very good question, Harrison.
That's the Everton way, isn't it?
Has the fan been on? It's just gone off.
Yeah, it's just like Ninja'd gone off because I suddenly just went up by a million.
Just gone up 12 degrees from nowhere.
What's going on?
What's the oscillation doing?
I don't know. You've oscillated yourself off there.
Is that what it means, oscillator?
Oh, God.
I don't think oscillator is what it does.
Is that
Oscillation is what it does, mate.
Is that what it does?
What do you think oscillation means?
I can't remember.
He
What
thinks
do you mean you can't remember?
It means like
you once knew,
fix a
like
car or something.
the knowledge has been lost in the time, in the sands of time.
I did this when I was doing a science degree.
Remember when?
You don't need a science degree.
You haven't even
Do you know
got a
what
science degree.
oscillation
You haven't got a science degree.
Yes, it's a science degree.
You haven't got a science degree.
Ned,
Yeah.
move backwards and forwards to a regular rhythm.
I was going to say, that doesn't move back
Which
and
is something
forwards,
you've
spin,
never
spin.
achieved.
Let's do it right now.
Oscillate, yeah. That's
Oscillate.
oscillate.
Oh my
That's
god!
just-
No! Pull your mic out.
I've done physics.
Oh my god!
Look it up.
This has just took me back to that morning in Minnesota with sight. Oh my god!
Cologne is in Italy.
And Cologne is in Italy.
The
by
irony
the way.
about that morning is we were both right.
Yeah, you.
No, we weren't. No, I was right, and you were very much wrong.
No, I was right.
You weren't right.
Let
No,
me
you
check
weren't
it.
right. You weren't right.
The simple way to remember is oscillation is what JT did with his head.
On you.
That's oscillation.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
The thing about it, he's not wrong, is he?
Oh,
He's not wrong. He's absolutely
I
wrong.
can't believe you went there.
We were both right. No, we weren't both right. I was right and you were wrong. Yeah.
That was the closest
Wow.
I've ever watched, I've ever seen to you killing somebody.
Oh, mate,
You know what I
honestly.
mean? Like literally
Closest I've ever seen.
anyone killing anybody. Oh my god. Oh, that was like 11 months ago. That's nuts.
It was a good debate.
It wasn't a debate.
There was no debate.
It was like a debate against like a world, like renowned scientist who's telling us like the world is heating up, and Matt Letizia. That's what it was like. And I'm afraid to say you're Matt Letizia.
You were Matt Letizia in this instance.
My jabs.
Remember Richie? Richie just went.
I feel.
Anybody for pickleball?
I feel so.
Fastest growing sport.
I felt so bad for Richie the first time I met him.
Richie's
The
amazing.
first time I met him was on the night after Hooters, and I was just like, I remember.
Yeah, I
back
did.
to
I
him,
felt
and
bad
just
for
couldn't
Richie
get-
that you
He
were.
was just looking at me like, oh my god,
You
this
were
kid's
talking
blooded.
to-
And I was just
What?
like,
Why can't I remember Richie?
Richie's with us every day.
Richie.
Why?
I remember Richie Dean.
What did he look like?
He just looked like Richie.
I didn't
He
think
had his
Richie Dean.
breakfast with us and everything.
He was with us in the mall.
He was
No.
with us in the mall.
He was with us at the mall towards the end,
No,
and then
the
he got
one
off.
with his wife was John's.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
On who Ned was doing knee slides.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he lives in LA.
Oh, he's from Southport, wasn't he? From Southport, Richie.
Okay.
More of a scouser than you. Mind your necking. Alf Key says Tom Davies going to Miami with Messi. Jordi Alba and Busquets are going to Miami though.
Apparently the lad that added the number 10 shirt is being bounced because he wouldn't give the number 10 shirt to Messi.
Yeah, he's bouncing, wouldn't you?
His contract
Fair
was
play.
terminated.
See, yeah.
Fair play. That
He did that to the lad in Saudi as well, didn't he? He was at Ronaldo. He wouldn't give it up, so he just got rid of him.
We could have done that. We should have done that to a certain number 10.
Yeah,
when
we should have done
he wouldn't
that.
give-
We should have preempted.
Yeah. Should have put him on the transfer list if he wouldn't give
See
us
ya.
number 10.
Number 10. See ya.
Pricey says, so PIF own an investment of 13% in Clear Lake, which in turn owns 61% of Chelsea.
Yeah.
Clear Lake portfolio's worth 70 billion.
It's great, isn't it?
Mad. Absolutely mad.
The deal back got rushed through in the middle of the night to buy Newcastle as well, by the way, while people were asleep.
Say it again.
The Newcastle deal got done in the middle of the night.
Oh, yeah.
Well, so people didn't.
So
the
people
right
didn't go against it, yeah. And then the person who signed it off went before business opened. Jakey Boy says, I don't think I've ever been less asked about a player leaving than Onana.
No, I mean, no one should be particularly not asked about it. I someone yesterday, I think on the 5 o'clock show, about we've got to actually be a club that encourages people to come to them, because in 2-3 years you're gonna get a move to a big Champions League. We've got to become that club before we do anything, and people have got to accept that. People have got to relish that opportunity of getting someone in for 3 years. That's what most players stay at clubs for anyway, and move on one way or another. I'd rather they left after 3 years and we got money for them than they left after 5 years and we didn't get anything for them because they were crap, which is what we've been doing in the last few years. So we've got to become that club. If Onana moves on, I mean, it's not particularly good because we haven't really got a replacement for him, but if Onana moves on this summer, we get money for him, then we reinvest that money, and then that's how you've got to start doing things.
Absolutely. Derek says, if this has got legs, and Somerville won, I'll only believe it when they appear with the scarf and the shirt. Good mantra to follow that. There seems to be a pattern of wanting players with Premier League experience. The trouble being, because of the financial position, we can only afford players in the shite to average bracket. Sorry to be pessimistic, but I'm an Evertonian. But there's no reason to only want players with Premier League experience, is there? We've done this before, haven't we? There's no reason.
But this is what we were saying yesterday. There's lots of players out there who want to play in the Premier League, and they want to come and prove themselves first and think that maybe they could get a move to a big club, or a Champions League club. Sorry. So I think someone asked the question yesterday, why would someone come and sign for us? Well, that's the reason. We're going to offer a player Premier League football, and that's the stepping stone to maybe going to someone who plays in the Champions League. And that's where we've got to be realistic as a fan base and as a football club, and be looking for those players and say, that's part of the package. 2-3 years, mate, we could be good and we could be moving up to those places, or you will have elevated yourself to where one of the Champions
The
League
big
clubs are going to come in
boys,
for you. And that's because that's literally that's all Brighton are doing.
Yeah.
That's all
of course,
Brighton are doing, aren't they? They're giving opportunities to players, but what they're doing is they're grabbing them before they get that first move into Europe or that first stepping stone. We've got to be that stepping, but that requires a plan. And it requires everyone to be on board. And it requires someone like Kevin Felwell to be able to go, no, this is what I'm doing. Don't get involved. This is what the plan is. No, we don't want that fella for 70 million over there who your mates recommended to us. This is what we're sticking to. Until we get to that, that place, we're going to be linked with players who've just been relegated or, reject some other clubs, aren't we? Simple as that.
It's not good though, is it? Stuart Thompson says Kevin Thelwell's been spotted at Trinity Shopping Centre in Leeds having lunch with 12 Leeds players.
Fair play. But they've got to pay.
Ned's dad says he knows you like watching documentaries. He's watching Once Upon a Time in Northern Ireland.
Yeah, I've watched the first 3. It's very, very good. Very, very good.
Lou Riddle says, have you seen the crazy rumour that Neves is going to be loaned immediately to Newcastle from the Saudi team?
Nothing surprises me.
Because they're owned by the same team.
Nothing surprises me. No one's going to do anything about it.
No.
No one cares.
He scores one worldie every 2 years anyway.
And it'll be against us.
Lou also says surely the Saudis would be interested in the phenomenal talent Dele Alli. 40 million and he can have him.
Blue
Got his blue hair. He's ready. He's ready.
No, it's...
Everton Viking says, do you guys get paid or tax relief for looking after Ned each week? You do your community proud, lads.
Ned. Just why would someone community services? The hair, what's going on?
My hair.
Yeah.
I know.
No, Ned.
Cam's here.
I'm gonna go tomorrow.
Go tomorrow.
Well,
Okay.
I told Dave.
Dave.
I'm coming this week.
Well, Dave.
I bet you he's made
Not got a book. Have you got a knock at a book?
No, we've been mates, so I'll just go in and he'll be like, "Oh, get on."
Get on. Because he cooks like that.
Get on what?
I'm doing his garden party as well, singing it.
Okay, so for a minute there.
Oh, is it
is it
reciprocal?
Garden.
What, is he going to cut your hair while she's singing?
No,
That would be good.
Oh.
That'd be
at
good.
separate times.
Does he, when he cuts your hair, does he use an oscillating movement?
No, we just go like this.
That's an oscillating
But then he
movement.
fades it like this. Do you know what else he does?
He fades it with a spoon.
He does. Know what else he
He
does?
does my beard properly.
Does your beard
That's
properly?
why I've just
As a
doing it.
yeah, but what? Okay,
I was gonna show you this morning,
what's
I'll
not
wait.
doing your beard properly? Get a spoon.
Belter you, Ned.
No.
No, I'm just asking because your hair's looking a little bit like listen. Not being funny, mate. You got standards to keep up now. If you if you want free ticket to that pleasure beach, you're gonna have to raise those standards,
Do you know
lad.
what?
said. Well
You're gonna have to.
Well said. You won't be riding the big one with that haircut.
Telling you,
I
telling you,
was
mate.
told last night not to shave my beard.
Listen,
'cause I look better with it.
all I'm saying is, Ned, when she
started already.
listen, when she's spinning those waltzes, she's got all those fellas to choose from.
Yeah.
You better keep those standards high, fella.
She works in black.
Did
too.
you
She
hear
doesn't
this, Ben?
spin.
Waltzes.
That is
It started.
that's a cover, mate.
I got
She
told.
spins the
She
waltzes
doesn't
in
run a
Blackpool.
fair.
She works on the
Works on the
fair.
market.
She gives the tokens out on the fair.
She doesn't give any tokens out. She gives drinks out like this.
She knows how to fix the claw machine.
That.
Now she's a cocktail shaker.
You can go scream if you want to go louder.
Scream if you want to go louder.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Scream if you want to go loud.
Oh,
Surely
well, no.
it's scream if you want to go faster.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Scream if you want to go louder.
Do you remember the?
What's happened here?
Do you remember the waltzes at Farmageddon?
Shut up. Hey, no.
Those waltzes at
No,
Farmageddon
too soon.
were amazing.
Too soon. Too soon. I know, but come on.
I said nothing.
Remember the NPC?
You leave JT out of it.
Remember the NPC in Minnesota? Oh my God.
With a mystery drink.
Oh
Imagine we
my
go on the waltzes
God.
in the Mall of America. It's like once in a
Why were you
lifetime
looking for your
thing.
girlfriend? No. Brian Ball says the stories about that West Ham have put a bid in for Gyökeres. That's why that one's there. Gareth Jones says Lukaku has been linked with us. Would you take him back? Of course we'd take him back.
He's staying into that,
he can kick a white ball into a goal or a yellow ball or green or whatever colour they use nowadays in the winter. But I would have Lukaku back every day of the week. Surely you will come.
Yeah.
Maupai, Lukaku.
Rejected 20 million from Saudi, so you're not going to accept
25 quid in a Mars bar. We wouldn't even be able to give them the Mars bar. We don't have them all the time.
Wizard of Oz tickets.
They're all right though. They're heavy. Yeah, they are. Corin says, afternoon, Ped and Baz, any news on Bill Kenwright? It's been a long 48 hours. Yeah. It has.
It's been a week now, hasn't it?
It's a week, isn't it?
A week today.
Brian Ball says you can't beat a good Nedism.
No,
you can't. And this is what it. Jakey Boy says Ned's like the Gordon the Gopher of Toffee TV, isn't he? Who's the other fella?
The Duck.
Ed the Duck. Yeah, okay.
You don't want that fella's hand up here.
No. Delhi with his blue hair. What are we making of it?
Maybe
the lad quite clearly wants one more crack at it, doesn't he? Whether he should get it, doesn't get it.
Maybe went in for a Nan special.
Maybe, but I think it's obviously.
I'd do
back at Finch Farm
as fast as you can.
I know, but again, you've got to look at the reality of it. Is who's going to take him?
You said people always want players, and this is dead.
Well, I said that last year. He got a club, but then he hasn't done well. I personally think the manager knows our position financially.
Would it be cheaper to pay him off than to play him and then have to pay somebody $1 million?
Yeah, but if he's got to be, it depends what the payoff is, doesn't it? If I'm say I'm on $100,000 a week for ease, right? And you say to me, I'll pay you off for $3 million. It's well within my rights to go. Why? No, mate, that's all right. I'll have me $100,000 a week and I'll see you next year.
Unfair dismissal.
So he'd have to want to do it himself, wouldn't he? And I imagine that both him and the manager want to have a look at each other. Whether people don't like that and heads fall off over it, it is what it is. He's under contract. He'll come back to pre-season training. I imagine he'll try and give it his all. And the manager will make I think will probably make a quick decision on him. If he thinks he can get something out of him, he'll keep him.
Yeah, fair play.
Do you genuinely think that you can get something out of him?
I don't know. It's on the lad, isn't it? The ability will still be there. I think his legs have. I don't know whether he's arsed. I think it's the reality, but then we'll find out very quickly. I imagine, won't we? Yeah.
I trust Deitch's management skills to try and get Delhi on side.
It's his physicality,
mentally,
isn't it? But it's his physicality he can't do.
The manager.
No.
Oh yeah, we know that.
No. See, if John said something the other week and Everton, it's probably giving Everton far too much credit, but Everton probably should go to Spurs and go, look. Especially if there's no one nibbling at him. If Saudis aren't nibbling at him, then who else is really going to take him? So you go to Spurs and say, we ain't going to play him, so you get no money. His contract's up in a year. Or let's redo the thing where if he does play X amount of games, we'll give you half of what we said or whatever.
He's getting paid anyway.
Yeah.
So he'll come back to pre-season training because he's our player.
That's what I'm saying.
And then he's got, and then what is it? 7 games till the contract.
No, 3.
7 games for 10 million.
It's 3.
Is it 3? I thought it was 7.
Sure, 3.
Sure?
He's played 17, hasn't he?
I read it was 7.
Unless he's only played 13, you might be right.
Okay, whatever, right? Whatever.
I might be.
No, but whatever. It doesn't.
Does that count pre-season?
No, Premier League.
So they've got pre-season, haven't they? And they might even have like the first 2 or 3 games to have a look at him before the window shuts.
Yeah.
So and he's getting paid anyway. So his job is to play for Everton Football Club. So the manager will look at him. Very much like Frank Lampard.
Right. I was wrong.
Well, right,
7 it is.
So Frank Lampard will have looked at him last summer and decided after the first few games that it didn't get him going. He wanted him out. And Dyche, I imagine Dyche will do the same.
Yeah, absolutely. Because we play what is it? 4 games is it before the window shuts? Or was it 3 this year? Hang on, what is it?
Be 3, won't it? 3, isn't it?
3 Premier League, isn't it? Because it's 12th, the 19th, 26th, and then the Carabao Cup as well. So 4 games. So he could play them 4 games and not incur the thing. What I think he'll do is, he's back there anyway. He's getting his rehab. He's being back in. He'll go back to pre-season and Dyche will have a look at him and listen, when he can't do the bleep test, they'll know, won't he? It's on him, isn't it? It's on him.
It's always his thing. It's always he doesn't work hard enough.
Yeah.
So he's got to now work hard.
You would hope for his sake, and listen, we've said it a million times, and quite clearly it's never going to happen, but you would hope for his sake that he'd go, you know what have I been doing? I'm 27. I'm not even wanted in Turkey, which is like where players go to die, innit, really. Or get done all the teeth.
Kirby though.
Fair play.
That's gone.
And therefore, really is his last chance, isn't it? Now, that'll either make him go, I can't be asked. I'd rather be a model or whatever. Or he'll have one more crack at it. For Everton's sake, you might have a player for 4 games before the window shuts who is useful, if he was fit, I mean. He's never going to beat Delhi from Tottenham when he was in his pomp, is he? That's gone. But if you got that player to 70% of him, he'd still probably be better than what we've got in terms of a player who could grab you the goal. But the reality is, I'm saying all this cup half full, the reality is he'll probably do nothing and Everton will look to get rid of him some way. But he's, like you're saying to Ned, he's got to want to go, hasn't he? Can't force him. If he goes, no, mate, I'll sit on my contract for a year. You look at it like Cenk Tosun. Couldn't get. You had Turkish clubs begging him to go in the January, and he was like, "No, mate, because you're not paying me 90 grand a week like this."
This is what Gary Neville just said about Saudi.
Oh, okay.
The Premier League should put an instant embargo on transfers to Saudi Arabia to ensure the integrity of the game isn't being damaged. Checks should be made on the appropriateness of transactions. I do believe at the moment time transfers should be halted until they look into the ownership structure of Chelsea and whether they are beneficial transfer dealings that are improper.
He's absolutely right, isn't he? You can't have players being sold to Saudi Arabia and given back to clubs here who own them. You just can't. That's a disgrace. They just cost 47 million. Yeah, go. Oh yeah, now you can go on loan to the Premier. No, sorry. And this should have been dealt with. Well, they shouldn't have been allowed to take Newcastle over. It's being thrown out because they were unsuitable and they knew what they were letting in, and it just carried on and they kicked the can down the road. It should have been binned straight off. And that Newcastle had an American investment group who wanted to buy them, would have been better in terms. They would have been better. They mightn't have had the same wealth, but they have money and they had a good model. It still wouldn't. It's not having to go in Newcastle Labour, but having this kind of entity, allowing them in the back door. This is what you're gonna see, and they've got to deal with it now.
Manchester City was the thin end of the wedge, wasn't it? And now we're getting to a point where, you know, obviously a country which has got a league and has decided that it's going to start buying players in, and then at least, I mean, let's put it one way, at least the Newcastle thing's quite wide open. At least we know who owns them. This Chelsea thing is blowing the whole thing outwards.
Well, do we know who owns Newcastle? Because that's why it's under investigation still.
Yeah, but I think what I mean by that is I think we know who owns them. I think we all know who owns them. What I'm saying about Chelsea is it's so locked into company. You got to get back to the original owner. That if they're offering them to buy 5 players for 100 million, or it helps. This is like, that's the smoke and gun rather than Newcastle. That's in plain sight, isn't it? Like the Man City one is. Whereas this Chelsea one, this feels like so underhand. And also, don't get me wrong, if a player is loaned back to Newcastle, that'll be the same.
Outrageous.
It's like you said another day. People, I think, if this continues, people in a few years will be begging for the Super League to happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
It wouldn't surprise you if it was for all that stuff to go away and just go, can we have our football back?
Yeah. It is bad. We don't want this in football, do we? We want, you know, you're never going to get to the bottom of everything, but we want a little bit of like, you think there's a bit of integrity there. The Premier League's got zero integrity anymore. Zero. You see it with VAR referees, you're seeing it with owners doing whatever. And it makes you laugh that all this goes on. All this underhand stuff goes on. You can see it, it's in plain sight. And Everton have got to face a commission for a loan over payment for a stadium. Absolutely.
You know, even just forget Everton. I'm not even talking from.
No, I'm not.
from an
I'm
Everton
just
hat.
saying that makes you laugh.
This will just destroy the Premier League. It really will just destroy the Premier League. It'll make it. You know, like they used to talk about like the Tour de France and the Lance Armstrong thing, and everyone go, well, everyone's cheating. So it's almost fair that way, or the 1988, 100 meters.
yeah.
Like it was like, well, if you weren't doping out, you were never gonna have an opportunity to win. It almost feels like you might as well just take the shackles off everybody, unless you actually put proper stringent things in. And we've said it for ages. The only real thing they can do is bring in a wage cap. For a squad, that's the only real thing they can do. I mean, the clubs will find ways around that as well. Of course, they've got clever people who work for them.
No, it is a bit mad. Ruben's just said, been playing Spider-Man, just swinging through New York to my playlist with not a care in the world about Everton.
Do you want to know something, right? Before I went to New York last year, I got back on Spider-Man to learn the city. Yeah. Honestly, and it genuinely worked. So I knew my way around New York by playing the game.
Did you have to swing around New York though when you got there?
I'll swing off you in a minute. You don't go and get that haircut.
Don't threaten me with a good time, Ben.
Yeah. You're not allowed PlayStation games anymore, mate. You're done. You're gonna be having a Nintendo Switch. You're playing Animal Crossing, and that's the end of it, lad. You're done. You're done.
Sweat.
You're done.
It's not
that it's a family-friendly game. You won't have time to finish it. You'll start it in August and finish it in 2029. That's your problem.
Good value for money, though. It'll be good value. You'll have had it alone. You'll have had the PlayStation 7 will be out by the time you finish
Avatar 5 will be out by the time you finish that game.
Toffee Boy says we need to become the new Brighton, basically. Yeah, we absolutely do. We have to, don't we? Chris Lambert says Gomez linked to Celta Vigo.
Good news.
Andre Gomez.
He said he was coming back.
Is he? Is it? Yeah, that's Benitez there. I'm saying, is he a Benitez type player?
Don't know. What's a Benitez type player?
Don't know.
Tremendous.
Knows the city.
Knows
who knows the city?
Gomez knows Celta Vigo. Has he ever lived in Vigo?
A Benitez type player.
Vigo, yeah.
Vigo,
has he ever lived there?
Guy in Ghostbusters 2.
Hasn't he just won bloody Britain's Got Talent? Vigo. Vigo Ven or whatever.
Can I just ask a question? What's going on?
I don't know. Ned started this with his... Who?
Yeah, he did, yeah.
Oh, Gomez did, yeah? Yeah.
All right.
John Simpson says Everton love taking on players who don't perform. Tosin, Sandro, Rondon, Dele. The list goes on and on. Yeah.
You're not wrong.
Derek says, imagine Dele being half the player he was playing. He was playing with the core. He was playing at the end of the season. Like you said, probably won't happen, but we can drink. Dream.
Yeah,
We can drink.
Well, if you want.
Ian Murphy says our position financially says we can't afford the 10 million to Spurs nor pay off his contract. So where do we go with him? Stick him behind whoever's up. Well, if we can't afford his payoff to Tottenham, then we can't play him, can we? Basically. So Everton are gonna have to do the chat with Spurs and see what happens.
Exactly.
That's it. I mean, you could be right, Cam. Who knows? On the Premier, make sure you like and subscribe. Thank you very much. Georgie Redmond says, Baz, would you still want Dembele even though they want $100,000 a week and a $6 million agent fee? No, but who's going to offer him $100,000 a week? That's what you've got to look at. Can you get that down a bit? And then if you had to pay $5 million for him, an agent fee, well, that's just like buying him, innit? It's what you're going to have to. With any free transfer, they're going to get some payments, aren't they?
Mm.
It's the way it is. Everton Viking says, cancelled 2 days of my holiday in Tenerife and spent another £150 just to get back for the first home game of the season. I made a rookie mistake in the booking errors. That said, I'm not too arsed. I always take my granddad. The game, and with this being the last full season at Goodison, and maybe his last full season going the game, I want to cherish every moment of it. Fair play, mate. Ian Allenson says, Ian from Sydney, here in Italy. Ned? And Ned comments scripted, or is it all his own work? Oh, it's very much all his own work. I'd love it to be scripted.
He writes it on the fly. He really does.
Imagine it.
Comedy genius.
He is a comedy genius, to be fair. Everton Viking also says, I can't believe it's about to be a week since the 48-hour announcement and still nothing on Kenwright and not a peep on the MSP thing. I do feel like the MSP stuff got made to make it look like it was closer than it had been, to try and give at least some hope or positive feeling around the club during the relegation fight. The way it was being made out at the time was that it was just a matter of announcing it, but we wanted to wait till the end of the season. The season's finished and literally not a word. Seems strange to me. Seen this a few times. I've seen people saying it's not even real. It's just another one of Mashiri, Kenwright's made up lies. But who knows? We'll know when, if anything is announced, won't we? The problem is the communication from the very top is horrific, and it has been. It's not been great in the last 20 years, really, but since the other fella got involved, it's horrific. It's got worse and worse and worse. We've had 7 years of awfulness, really, since he got involved. Him and his big mate on his yacht, telling us to buy Russian footballers for 100 million or whatever. It's been a disgrace, and it gets worse, and we're quite clearly on a list of his priorities. Everton Football Club is quite clearly below going and getting 4 pints of milk. Quite clearly, because
like he's ever bought a pint.
No, because it's a joke, and the club's just allowed to sit and do nothing. So I had to walk with me missus this morning. She was just asking what's got, like, just in general, what's happening with Everton or whatever. And I was just like, you know what? It's just being allowed to die. And she was just like looking at, because she's just not into footy. She was looking at me like, what are you talking about? Talking nonsense. But at the end of the day, every other club's got something to look forward to. There's like players coming in. There's a new manager. There's owners. We've got literally nothing. Everything's up in the air. We haven't got a CEO. We haven't got board. We haven't got transfer budget. You know, apart from the ground, which I'll be honest with you, gives me zero excitement at the moment, because it's bricks and some steel. It's lovely in the background, but it's not the thing. You know, I'm more interested in the football team and the fact that there's nothing. We haven't even got a kit out. You know, and I'm not maybe that asked the kit, but just little things like that. It's crazy. There's no one talking. There's no communication. And so it is hard to keep energised, isn't it? This should be the bit where you pre-season soon get them players in. I want to see how he plays in the team, and all. There's not even any decent links. So, but on another note, it's sunny.
It is sunny.
And at least Arsenal are buying players. So it's good for their fans. Their fans are having a nice time. Liverpool are coming before the lads are talking about the 312 midfielders they're buying to finish third. But what can you do? What can you do? Ned, give us another one-liner. Pick me back up.
You've just gone.
Someone's trying to sign into Google and trying to make sure it's not a hacker. Right?
Just press no then. Just press no.
I think it's Gemma.
Well, I don't care.
Gemma's gone on holiday, so message her and find out. God, you're the worst head of security ever. Honest to God.
Luke Burgess says, is this the season for Stanley Mills to get a chance?
I doubt it. I think he needs a loan, doesn't he?
He does need a loan, to be fair. He does need a loan.
I need to get back onto his alpha.
If you win Player of the Year and score goals...
If I get Player of the Year,
then...
Listen, pre-season's already started.
You're ready to get
3 days in a row. I've done a
That
run.
is good. That is good.
Remember when Cam was big into going to the gym and was dead buff? Yeah, don't look like it.
He's just in there. He's just
Maybe I just got used to your superb physique. You cutting, yeah. Thought you were cutting, yeah. That.
There you go.
The fact that you've got no muscles.
Been to a gym.
No.
And I'm in
I
shape.
can't. I couldn't tell.
You're not in shape.
I'm a shape.
You're skinny.
Round as a shape.
You're skinny fat.
Round as a shape.
No, but that's only because you come in here and just eat pure crap.
I'm still like
You're
quite...
literally handing out Mars bars to people.
Yeah, because
that's all right if you're doing other stuff.
I'm giving them away. They've been in my bag.
Don't
for like
buy
2
them in
months,
the
them
first
Titan
place.
bars.
Just don't buy them in the first
They've been in
place.
my bag for ages.
At least
Is
if
it Gem-
you've got
is it
them in your
Gemma?
bag,
I'm sorting it now.
if you've got a
Yeah.
bag,
What number?
right,
20,
put it in the fridge,
23,
innit?
23.
Yeah, don't it?
Innit? If they're in your bag, it's 94 degrees out. Put
You
them in the
shouldn't
fridge.
have Mars bars in your bag.
I'll
You
leave
just
them in the
shouldn't.
fridge in here.
No, but you just like, why have you? Don't give you things to tempt you, but then you'll eat them.
I just
Carry
eat,
a
like,
nice bottle of water around with you, and that'll fill you up.
These are my snacks.
What? Yeah, but don't have snacks.
That's not snack.
You can. You definitely can not snack.
High metabolism.
What's that? What's that you're drinking? Full
No.
fat orange
No.
Fanta.
No sugar. Zero sugar.
Yeah, but it's John.
I didn't get this.
I know John got it. They were out for our guests.
And John knew that I'm a healthy person, so we got zero sugar.
Jay says what's in the... No, sorry. Dave Green says what's in the cup. Coffee is
Coffee,
in.
mine's coffee.
And this is coffee.
No, it's not. It's a low-key
Low
cup.
key, innit? Yeah, yeah.
It's amazing. You know, no, that's like John.
Is that one of
I
them which-
convinced John's wife to get one of
Is
these.
that one of them that
They're
keeps
so
it hot?
good. That I make this coffee at 12:15, and it's still roasting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
Nice.
Benjamin
And
James.
also, if I'd put ice in this at
Sorry, come on.
12:15, it would still be full of ice. Science.
Science, baby.
Still be an ice cream.
Science. No, it would be. Yeah.
Whatever.
Fair play.
Yeah.
Fair play.
Benjamin James says, I really don't think there is a plan with the recruitment. 1 minute it's all Premier League experience, and then Onana comes. Get more players like Onana, please, before the likes of Rent take the punt.
Mm.
That's exactly, and that's it. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't. We're going to finish in a sec, but Ned is going to say, Ned, can you say, ooh, Fireman Sam, there's a cat stuck in the tree? That's Obi Larone. Go on.
Easily.
Go on.
Then.
Ooh, Fireman Sam. There's a cat stuck in the tree.
There you go, Toby Larone. That one was just for you.
I don't feel like.
You didn't commit to it early. And you're great at accents, as Gemma found out the other day.
It's more like impressions rather than accents.
Oh, Fireman Sam, there's a cat stuck in the tree, wasn't there? What was the lad's name? Norman. Norman, have you
Norman,
been
the
going
little
round
kid.
setting fire to people's houses again? Oh no, we're gonna have to
See,
get.
it's Geordie.
We're gonna have to get Fireman Sam out.
Out. Out. That's because, you know, we were talking about Piff before. Right, we are going.
Hey, Norman. You want a popsicle? Hey, why don't you reach into my post office bag? Not too far. Get your fat ass back here.
It's amazing that Ned's best accent is Nancy old man.
Oh, Lord. Please let me sniff his head. Let me sniff his head just once.
Right. I honestly, yeah, it's very warm in here. It's very warm, and I'm going for it because this has just sent my head oscillating all over the gaff. And on that note, make sure you subscribe to hear more of Ned's incredible impressions. If you are a Premier member, don't forget it is Club Call tonight at 5. You can give us a chat. Get in, have a chat with us. Even Ned sent me Ed West here. And get that sorted. Do it later. We'll be back at 5 o'clock. Have a good afternoon. See you later. Bye.